We get a new SmackDown Women's Champion, a crazy Falls Count Anywhere match, and a Battle Royal Blunder. 10 men battle for the right to face Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, but who the hell won? We're going to cover all this and a little bit more on this week's edition of the SmackDown Rebound. Hello everybody, my name is Conor, that's SmackDown though, KayFabe. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to One Wrestling and of course One Wrestling Videos YouTube channel, where we're going to talk everything pertaining to SmackDown Live, a little segment that I like to call the SmackDown Rebound. You guys know who I am, I'm Conor, KayFabe, and we're going to cover everything that happened on this edition of SmackDown Live. I almost said Tuesday Night SmackDown Live, that's a long statement. We'll just stick with SmackDown Live for February 21st, 2017. And don't forget, guys, before we get into the whole ordeal, make sure you follow us on all the various social media, including Twitter at OKayFabe. Make sure you follow Big Ray, everyone over at the Big Slam Nation, and, of course, everyone over at Sunday SEGUE, of course, Lisa the Poet, and can't forget the legendary, the iconic one, Mr. Bill Apter himself. You can follow all our social media links for the entire OneWrestling.com family down in the description box below. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button if you guys like these videos, and, of course, subscribe for more awesome content right here on One Wrestling Video. Okay, man, this SmackDown's going to be interesting. So there's a lot of craziness, a lot of chaos. We got a new SmackDown Women's Champion. We have a crazy Falls Count Anywhere match in the Battle Royal like I was mentioning earlier. Don't forget, guys, we always love to hear your opinions about SmackDown as well, too. So besides checking out us on social media, make sure you leave your comments down below and let us know what you guys thought of this week's SmackDown. Fortunately, it started off on a bit of a sour note as Daniel Bryan announced that unfortunately, due to her nagging injuries and the fact that she will no longer be able to compete for 30 days, Naomi has to surrender the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yes, after only holding the championship for a little over a week, Naomi was forced to relinquish the championship in a very emotional state. Of course, Daniel Bryan mentioning the fact that he, more than almost anyone else, knows what it's like to happen. And unfortunately, Daniel Bryan's had to do this twice. Don't forget he did it with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and also when he came back at WrestleMania 31, he also had to relinquish the Intercontinental title as well, too. So if anybody knows about having to surrender championships due to injury, it's Daniel Bryan. It was a very emotional moment. The crowd chanting, "You deserve it," and they were very upset and sad. But unfortunately, it didn't last too long. Alexa Bliss coming out basically saying that she thinks that she has the perfect idea and the perfect solution to take care of the issue with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Of course, that is to surrender the championship back to her. And while Daniel Bryan contemplates and teases and thinks of the idea, he ultimately says, nah, we're going to have a title match instead. So Alexa Bliss must fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship against none other than the very first SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. A hard-hitting match between the two. Not necessarily some of their greatest stuff ever, but still a fantastic way to kick off SmackDown as far as in-ring action is concerned. The two women battle the fourth and back and forth. No outside interference whatsoever, but it was an interesting ending where Alexa Bliss grabs the ring skirt from one side of the ring, distracting the referee long enough for her to hit almost like a double throat punch, allowing her to pick up a quick victory over Becky Lynch. That's right, Schoolboy gets her second SmackDown Women's Championship reign. Yes, Alexa Bliss is now a two-time SmackDown Women's Champion, not a two-timing scheming. I can't say that on this one. Can't say that. Nope. She is a saint and an angel who just happens to look like Harley Quinn. Anyway, as she's celebrating with Mickie James at her side, Mickie James decides to go in after Becky Lynch herself and attack her, only for Becky Lynch to chase her out of the ring. So it looks like that interesting little feud has not ended either. Man, the women's division is pretty hostile and brutal. Remind me never to... Okay, we'll get to that. Don't worry, we'll get to that. We have a quick matchup between American Alpha and Breezango. I actually thought Breezango was ultimately getting the win here as they attacked American Alpha before the tag team match even started, before the bell rang. But lo and behold, American Alpha dominating another tag team once again as they pick up the victory over Breezango. However, the Usos seem to mock, threaten, challenge. I couldn't quite understand what they were trying to do, but apparently Usos are looking to make a bigger name for themselves, and they're looking to call out once again the SmackDown Tag Team Champions American Alpha. I smell a tag team title match coming sooner rather than later. Now, let's get into the Falls Count Anywhere match. Nikki Bella against Natalya. Holy cow. When they say Falls Count Anywhere, folks, they mean Falls Count Anywhere. I mean, there was just battling all throughout the arena. I mean, you saw suplexes. You saw a beautiful kick by Nikki Bella. Crazy as she was, Natalya was thrown into a mirror at one point. Ultimately, there was even a spot where Nikki Bella was once again thrown into Maurice, which we'll get to in just a second, as the two continued to battle throughout the entire arena. It was just nuts. It was use of all the areas. It was just insane. I'm surprised no one decided to use butter popcorn during this fight. But as the two women started to make their way back towards the ring, it was Maurice who decided to come back with a steel pipe in tow and attack Nikki Bella. Yeesh. As she does so, and Miz, of all people, having to pull have to pull Maurice off of Nikki Bella, Natalya ultimately uses this to her advantage and gets the pinfall victory over Nikki Bella. I also forgot to mention the fact that there was a nasty powerbomb spot where Natalya was powerbombed through the announce table, although the announce table didn't break per se, but still, just gets your spine tingling throughout the whole thing. Now, before we get to the main event, I do want to mention that one thing I did enjoy about this week's SmackDown was, of course, the hype towards the 10-man Battle Royal. They announced, obviously, all 10 men are fighting for the chance to face Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 33. Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, The Miz, Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, John Cena, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Kalisto, Luke Harper, and Mojo Rawley. Throughout the entire evening, we saw various packages and promos from each one of the individuals, more or less, stating how they were going to ultimately win their match and win and go on to face Bray Wyatt and become, WWE champion and face at the main event. Unfortunately, it was all not for naught, but we're going to get into that in a minute. One thing I really loved about this Battle Royal is that we saw numerous storylines either continuing or starting off from this Battle Royal. Mojo Rawley was the first to be eliminated, next Kalisto by Dolph Ziggler, who did a very clever thing of raking the mask of Kalisto to where he couldn't see and then super kicking him off the apron. As Apollo Crews eliminates Dolph Ziggler. It's hard to keep track, folks. As Apollo Crews eliminates Dolph Ziggler goes with a steel chair to attack Kalisto once again, as apparently Apollo Crews gets distracted long enough for Baron Corbin to eliminate him. So, of course, the continuation of the feud between Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler remains, which I really loved. Crews chasing, I believe, Ziggler all the way out to the back. Now, more interesting as things get a little more tense and a little more intriguing, Miz gets on a hot streak only to be eliminated by John Cena. We'll get to that little speculation towards the end. As the match progresses and continues, Baron Corbin gets eliminated by Dean Ambrose, only for Corbin, in his frustration, to pull Ambrose out of the ring and hit the end of days outside the ring. He didn't eliminate him, he just attacked him. But John Cena getting distracted enough for Miz to run back into the match and actually eliminate John Cena. Remember, folks, no disqualification in Battle Royals, so even though it was a stupid and very, let's say, unfair move, John Cena was officially eliminated in the match. That's interesting. John Cena and The Miz seem to have a rivalry of their own, and interestingly enough, Maurice, who's Miz's wife, has an issue with Nikki Bella, who's John Cena's girl. Oh. Food for thought, folks. Anyway, that brings us down to, let's see here, we are down to Ambrose, we are down to Styles, and we are down to Harper. As I thought they were going to basically just wheel away Dean Ambrose from the matchup completely, he ends up getting back into the match, almost eliminating both men. It's a bit of a tease between all three. As all three are standing on the apron, ultimately, Dean Ambrose does get a super kick-ish from Luke Harper, eliminating him from the match. We're down to Styles and Luke Harper. Now, here's where things get really interesting. We see numerous teases between the two in terms of elimination and see who would ultimately get eliminated, where it came down to the final spot, where essentially we saw Luke Harper suplexing AJ Styles outside the ring, and ultimately both men hit the floor. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't see from camera angles, but it does appear that it looks like both men hit the floor at the same time, and there was arguments abound between both Harper, Styles, and about 5 referees. Finally, it took Daniel Bryan to come out and officially announce that, yes, this match has been declared a draw, and that we will ultimately choose the new winner next week. So we have to assume, and it's a safe assumption, that we'll most likely see Luke Harper versus AJ Styles one-on-one, where the winner will face Bray Wyatt. As Harper gets mad and clotheslines a various discus lariat, like just nasty one, to AJ Styles to end the show. Bray Wyatt, with Randy Orton by his side, just mocks him, laughing him, holding the coveted WWE Championship belt. Man, just when you think things are just going to like start to really rev up, SmackDown does it again in terms of making you want to see what happens. One of the things I really enjoy about SmackDown in general in terms of the way they've booked their shows is they always make you want to see what happens next. They give you something to look forward to. They give you something to enjoy. They give you something to sink your teeth into as far as next week goes. Obviously, we're going to see something happen. We're going to find out who's going to face Bray Wyatt, whether it be AJ Styles or Luke Harper at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. Now, I was actually under the impression that the Naomi injury was a storyline. Obviously, that is not the case. Naomi legitimately cannot compete. Therefore, Alexa Bliss is your new champion. However, I could see Naomi possibly returning back to action and possibly even taking back the SmackDown Women's Championship from Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania. As of this recording, I have not heard any official source as far as a time frame as far as how long is she's out. All we know is that per Daniel Bryan's instructions about the 30 days, we know she's at least out for 30 days. But remember, 30 days brings us to March 21st. That's still about 2 weeks away until WrestleMania 33. So there's still a chance we could see Naomi try to win back the Women's Championship, which would be a great redemption story for her hometown in Orlando, Florida. The Falls Count Anywhere match was just fantastic. I mean, I have nothing to say other than Maurice. I don't want to piss off Maurice. Never want to piss off Maurice because she's going to bring a lead pipe out. I don't even know where she got the lead pipe. I don't even know where she got the lead pipe. And that's what scares me. Is she has weaponry at her disposal, and I have no idea where the hell it came from. Now, the Battle Royal, that was just an absolute edge-in-your-seat thing because I think a lot of us knew who was most likely going to win the Battle Royal, but ultimately, surprises aplenty. Corbin, I loved how they continued numerous storylines and also started a new one as well, too. We saw the continuation of Ambrose and Corbin, how they mentioned on commentary that Corbin was eliminated again by Dean Ambrose, of course, referring to the elimination from the Elimination Chamber. That's a lot of times to say elimination, just one sentence. But also continuation of Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews, and seems like we're going to start a new rivalry between John Cena and The Miz, possibly intertwining with Nikki, Bella, and Maurice, like I just mentioned before. And also, I have a feeling that the AJ Styles-Luke Harper match will most likely see another major WrestleMania angle most likely pop out from that match, presuming that we're going to see Luke Harper versus AJ Styles next week on SmackDown. Really no complaints again this one, SmackDown. SmackDown does it once again, less matches compared to its competitor on Monday Night Raw, but I mean, it's just intriguing. It was fun to watch. Again, the Battle Royal really had me on the edge of my seat. The Falls Count Anywhere match was fantastic. I'm surprised we got a SmackDown Women's match. All in all, a fantastic edition of SmackDown Live once again. But of course, guys, it's time for you guys to chime in. What do you guys think of this week's SmackDown Live? I want to hear you guys' thoughts, words, comments, and suggestions all down in the comment section. Hit us up on the various social media for the entire OneWrestling.com family, including myself, Big Ray, Big Slam Nation, Lisa the Poet, Sunday Segue, and of course, the legendary, the iconic one, Mr. Bill Apter. Let us know what you guys thought of SmackDown. Did you enjoy it? What was your favorite moment? What do you guys think of WrestleMania season coming in? Who's gonna face Bray Wyatt for the title at WrestleMania? I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Again, down in the comment section. Let us know. Hit that like button if you guys like the SmackDown Rebound. Of course, subscribe to One Wrestling Video for more amazing content right here on the channel. Thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate the love and support. We're gonna take it off, and we'll see you guys next week for another edition of SmackDown Rebound. And to quote the legendary, iconic Mr. Bill Apter himself, we will see you at the matches.